Brown is located on Washington Street in Alexander City. For more information, contact Cecily Lee, the administrator, at 256-329-9061.
Loves clothes and her phone. Still willing to be seen with you in public, depending on the location. Jamie at 14 and you. Available for a limited time only. Don't wait to make the memories that will last a lifetime at Walt Disney World Resort, the place where dreams come true.
Book your next Walt Disney World vacation. Contact Fairy Tale Journeys LLC at 256-825-2668 or at fairytalejourneys.com. Sportz Blitz Live is on the air. News, scores, predictions. Sportz Blitz Live with your host, Brett Pritchard, Luke Robinson, and Randy Lee. Call 800-782-0108. Auburn.
45-50, 45, there goes Davis! Oh my God! Davis is going running all the way back!
Alabama.
38 pounds and 80 yards.
And the latest in high school sports.
Yes, he is! Touchdown!
It's Sportz Blitz Live now. Brought to you by S&S Discount Tire and JR's Sports Bar and Grill.
Good Tuesday evening out there to everybody, and welcome into Sportz Blitz Live, presented by JR's Sports Bar and Grill and S&S Discount Tire. Thank you so much for joining us each and every Tuesday night right here on Charter Channel 80 throughout the state of Alabama. Of course, we're on the radio dial in a couple of places, on 95.9 over in the Auburn-Opelika area, and here in the Lake Martin area, 97.5 Kalijah Country, the home of Lake Broadcasting. And folks, it has arrived. High school and college football season is now upon us, and high school football week one under the belt, and a lot of high schools around the state played their first counting game of the season this past Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. Still some high schools chose to take the week off or play a jamboree, but we will comprehensively go through the list and talk about high school football from north to south here in the state of Alabama. And Randy Lee will join me here in a little bit. But our first 30 to 45 minutes of Sportz Blitz Live each and every Tuesday night will be devoted to the Alabama High School Athletic Association and high school football. But again, we will take your calls, 1-800-782-0108, 256-234-6464. Our prediction is back as well for college football, and this week's prediction is Auburn and Arkansas. The tiebreaker is rushing yards total for the Auburn Tigers, so you can call in anytime throughout the show and give us your prediction on that. But we're looking forward to having an exciting show tonight. We would definitely want to hear from you. Again, those numbers are available. If you have a comment or question and don't want to be on the phone, would love to send it to us via our social media. You can find us out there on Facebook and on Twitter, and it's Sportz Blitz, and it's Sports with a Z. So make sure you always keep that in mind. It's Sports with a Z. We got a ton to talk about. Alabama and Auburn on the field this coming up weekend to open up the 2014 college football season. A very good slate of games to open up the college football season. We'll talk about that. We've got some great guests on tonight as well. Of course, we'll always have our Auburn and Alabama Blitz with Andy Graham and Luke Robinson. But a very exciting start to the high school football season. Another very good Champions Challenge in Montgomery. We'll recap that and more when we come back. Stay tuned. More Sportz Blitz Live presented by JR's and S&S Discount Tire right after this.
On Tap is brought to you by Hyundai of Auburn. You owe it to yourself. Call Hyundai of Auburn today at 334-321-0777 and visit them online at HyundaiofAuburn.com.
So, you may not know it, but you've seen our work everywhere. For a combined 50 years, SignSource has been Central Alabama's premier option for all your sign needs. Custom signs for your business, club, or organization, wraps and decals for your vehicle or boat, full-color banners for your big sale, or a photo collage on canvas for grandma, all with fast, friendly, prompt service. Check out our website at signsourcenow.com. 888-533-6758. Go straight to the source. SignSource.
Welcome to ASA, a full-service salon and spa that caters to men, women, and children. Our product lines are Redken, Keratin, Sahag, and Moroccan Oil. We have 8 master color specialists, a skin esthetician, a licensed massage therapist, and a licensed nail technician.
We have introduced the Keratin Smoothing Treatment. It is perfect for all hair types, and it reduces frizz up to 95%.
From the time you arrive until the time you leave, it is our goal to exceed your expectations. Please call ASA Salon and Spa for all of your styling needs.
Lake Martin Washington Details, 734 on Airport Drive here in Alexander City. Phone number 256-749-6351. Remember now, they do offer gift certificates. They can do just a regular wash or a complete detail. They go that extra mile, and of course they use quality Alabama Auto Magic products. They're family owned and operated. Again, give David a call. They'll be happy to pick up and deliver that vehicle right back to your job site too. The good folks there at Lake Martin Wash and Detail.
What is LMG? It's a team of professionals with the tools to create a successful marketing plan to help your business grow. LMG has successful designs that get results for the individual and the business. We provide signs of all types, screen printing and embroidery, promotional products, web design, audio and video production, and much more. LMG has 3 locations to serve you in Alex City, Dadeville, and the Auburn-Opelika area. Call us at 888-533-6758.
S&S Discount Tire on Cherokee Road in Alex City is the Lake Martin area's largest volume tire dealership and a place for everything mechanical. Weary and the S&S Tire crew are ready to serve you with double the capacity from routine oil changes to full engine overhauls and all transmission work. S&S Tire can handle it all. That's S&S Tire on Cherokee Road. Call David or Weary today at 256-215-8822. Visit S&S Discount Tire at 224 East South Street in Dadeville, now in 2 locations.
Lake Winds Golf Course, the most affordable, quality round of golf in Central Alabama. Located right off Highway 280 on County Road 40 in Alexander City, Lake Winds Golf Course offers affordable memberships, an updated pro shop, junior golf program, annual tournaments, and weekly matches. Call for your tee time today, 256-825-9860. Lake Winds Golf Course.
This segment of Sportz Blitz is brought to you by Alex City Marine, the Lake Martin area's premier new and used boat and motor dealership. Find out more at alexcitymarine.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sportz Blitz Live, presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill and S&S Discount Tire. Brett Pritchard and now Randy Lee coming over from JR's Sports Bar and Grill to join me now. And again, we want to go ahead and open the phone lines up. 1-800-782-0108, 256-234-6464. Our prediction for the first week is Auburn, Arkansas, and the tiebreaker is total rushing yards for the Auburn Tigers. There's 2 ways you can do this out here. You can call in, give us your prediction, or you can hit us up on Twitter and Facebook. We can get it that way as well.
Quickly before we get into high school, look, we know it's college football week.
Yeah.
We know a lot of you out there probably want to call in and talk about Auburn and Alabama's game. So quickly before we jump into high school here in this segment, biggest storyline for you in the Alabama-West Virginia game, I guess it's quarterback play.
Yeah.
What are you looking for this Saturday?
Well, and I've got to tell you one thing that I was told by Jeff Cote coming in, and he asked me if I had looked at Alabama's 2-deep depth chart, and I said yes. He said, what stood out to you? I said, well, the quarterback. He said, no, not the quarterback. He said, what else? I said, well, I didn't look at it as in depth as I would Auburn's, but he said, for the first time in Nick Saban's tenure at Alabama, they have a fullback listed. Jalston Fowler will be listed as a true fullback. So that's Lane Kiffin coming in and installing the I formation and not a single back like Alabama's run for so many years. So that caught my eye. He said, it may not be that big of a deal, but he said it to him on paper, it is a big deal. And I think the quarterback situation is more than what people are kind of leading on to. I've heard several different talk shows that said, maybe it was the media going ahead and giving Jacob Coker the job. Nick Saban the whole time has said, he's got to come in here and earn this thing and nothing. And I think you and I did the same thing, is going, yeah, it's Jacob Coker's. But I'm telling you, I think
Blake Sims is going to start.
I think he is.
800-782-0108, 256-234-6464. Love to hear from you. For me on the Auburn side, I just ditto what you say on the Alabama side. I'll quickly say the thing that jumped out to me when I saw the depth chart today on Auburn was defensively.
Yes.
Nick Ruffin potentially getting a lot of snaps. Stephen Roberts potentially getting a lot of snaps. Linebacking core, Trey Williams potentially getting a lot of snaps. Rock Thomas, we expected to on the offensive side of the ball, but those three defensively, I was a little surprised, but I was a little happy to see because I saw Trey Williams last year. Unfortunately, we got to see him up close and personal in the second round of the playoffs as St. Paul defeated Benjamin Russell in overtime.
That's right.
He was one of the key reasons they defeated us there in that game. He's very good sideline to sideline. I think he's going to be special here at Auburn, and I'm looking forward to seeing him. I always look forward to seeing those true freshmen in the ballgame.
I said it on Sports Call. There's one thing that comes to mind when I talk about Trey Williams, and it's discipline. He is ahead of his time as far as classification and maturity. You could tell it on the field last year, Randy.
Let me say, pass coverage. I thought he was outstanding in pass coverage. Thought he got his hand on some passes that sometimes you never see in the middle linebackers. They do drop in coverage, but not many are Ray Lewis. Ray Lewis was special when it came to dropping in coverage, getting back deep, and getting his hands on balls. That's the thing I see with Trey Williams. And also with Trey Williams, it's once you do throw a pass out in the flat, he has closing speed.
He's going to get there.
And he does make it there quickly, and he makes it there with a thump. At about 225, 230, he's already the prototypical size.
He reminds me of Rolando McClain. He does. Rolando McClain did an outstanding job as a true freshman for Alabama playing pass coverage. Rolando McClain can come up and lay the wood as hard as anybody out there, but he was so disciplined to know where he needed to be at whatever position he needed to be on the field, whether it be in zone coverage, whether it be to play the flat. Rolando McClain gave himself better opportunities because he knew the game. Trey Williams, that's what I mean by mature. He is ahead of his time and as far as other freshmen on the field because he understands the game's easy for him.
That'll be one of our questions of the day, and we'd love to hear from you on that. When you're watching Auburn and Alabama this Saturday, what are you most looking forward to? What are you going to be checking out the hardest this Saturday? Will it be incoming freshmen? Will it be the quarterback positions for both teams? Because Jeremy Johnson gets the nod at starter there at Auburn. Nick Marshall will see playing time, but Jeremy Johnson gets the nod. He's an exceptional talent also. So call in. Let us know what you're most looking forward to. Champions Challenge was a start this past weekend.
Great.
We knew the Alabama High School Athletic Association had put some great games together. They really hit it out of the park, the first two. Now that nightcap, Stanhope Elmore, they knew they were up against it against Spanish Fort. They've become a real powerhouse here in this state. The first two games, especially that Friday night contest, Opelika and Carver, you got all you could ask for.
You did, and Opelika, there's no secrets to what Coach Blackman likes to do at Opelika. He loves to run the football, and if you have a big, huge offensive line like he does and backs that can tote the football the way they do, why not run the football? Sometimes we saw in the Miami Central Hoover game that when you got equal athletes or better athletes to the team you're playing, quit making it so complicated on yourself and go, hey, I tell you what, I'm going to put my best guy at quarterback, and good luck to you, like you say, stopping me. You can't – and Hoover, for the first time in a long time, that defense, it was just – being gashed by a very, very good athlete. Now, Miami Central was huge up front.
They were after it, too.
They were after it. They were good. They were good in a lot of areas. And one thing that still and it's funny that they ended up beating Hoover on a field goal, Miami Central had a chance to be up 17 points, but their special teams was so bad, Randy, and so many teams we've seen in the past make it all the way to a state championship game, and it's like they don't practice special teams at all, even extra points, kickoffs, anything.
Miami Central, I don't know if you recognize, I don't know if you watched the entire game, but they had a few kickoffs. They were out of the back of the end zone.
I mean, jet out of the back of the end zone.
But
and
snapping,
the
punting was where the real question mark was. But I was impressed with Hoover. I really was. Offensively, they've got them. I mean, they're very skilled. But I was so shocked to see Miami Central say, look here, I'm about to put this athlete back there. We're going to make this about as simple as, and good luck. I want you to tackle him. He's not going to throw the ball. He's not even going to act like he's going to throw the ball. And we're going to man up, and you're going to have to make plays against me. And Hoover was unable to stop him. And,
very good defense.
Another great game on Friday night. Did you watch the Leeds and Madison Academy?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Right here on my phone. While we were doing the HSA Radio Network scoreboard show, I had my phone right here as we had calls coming in and guests on, watching the third and fourth quarter. And look, I know Kerryon Johnson didn't start the game well, but I'm telling you, it was the same situation for Madison Academy. Give it to Kerryon Johnson and just go to it, and he took the game over. Leeds, their quarterback gets ejected in the third quarter. It made a difference in them. But Trey Nation is just, I mean, he's just
good.
He's a tremendous talent. I mean, good luck to people in 4A with Leeds. I know they just made a jump from 3 to 4, but it doesn't matter. We saw Dave go from 0-10 in 3A to jump up to 4A, and they went 10-0. It doesn't matter. It's depending on where your coach is, as far as his scheme and having people bought in, you can turn things around.
800-782-0108, 256-234-6464.
Clay Chaltville impressed me. Clay Chaltville's a team up in the Birmingham area that we've watched for a long time, and we said it last year. Is this their year? When it came time to play Hoover, it wasn't their year. They opened up against the state runner-up in Florida, Niceville, out of the Fort Walton Beach area, and they looked strong out of the gate. 44-23 winners over Niceville. That game was on ESPNU as well. Clay Chaltville's got a good chance this year. I'm telling you, I was
6A's tough.
Very, very impressed with Clay Chaltville.
6A, I don't know where you point. We knew
it's the toughest class in the whole.
By far, because I'm not positive that you saw Spanish Fort Saturday night.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Spanish Fort could play in 7A easy.
Oh, no question.
We said it when they were in 5A. I thought they would have came out of the South a few of those times in 6A.
Absolutely.
They just didn't have the chance to, but. Moving up to 6A, getting 29 of 32 first-place votes, and then doing what they did to a very skilled, talented Stanhope Elmore team, 42-14 Saturday night. That's the reason that the top tier, the Shades Valley, the Clay Chaltville, the Spanish Forts, the Opelikas.
Tough.
Very tough. I think
Carver,
eight or nine of the top 10 in 6A were 6A teams last year. They remain there.
They were, and then you got some of the best 5As that move up to 6A. So it's the toughest class, top to bottom, no doubt about it. But I hate to beat a dead horse, but I guess the word of the night's discipline.
Yeah.
Mark Freeman at Spanish Fort. Look, they've got great athletes. Obviously, Tyler Johnson is as outstanding. His brother's outstanding at linebacker. But if you look at the system that he has put in place, they are bought in. Every player on that team's bought into knowing what their responsibility and their role is. And they don't try to do any more than that. If you'll watch what they do, if receivers need to block, they block. If they need to go out and catch a pass, they do. Offensive linemen, when they pull, and they're blocking where they need to block. Mark Freeman, that's the mark of a good coached football team. He's won state championships at 4 different schools, and he's going to have a very good shot at winning another one this year.
Dayville, a big win Saturday, 14-8. Defensively, Dayville's going to be tough to play with.
They are. And look, for Dayville fans out there, and they're in our area, offensively you're going to be fine too, because your offense is always a little slow out of the gate. I mean, Spanish Forts was slow out of the gate in the first quarter. Tyler Johnson had some wide open receivers. He missed them. He overthrew them. Once he settled down, he obviously had a very good night throwing the football. But Dayville, Cal Jones, they mix it up. As far as their quarterback, they run a 2-quarterback system. They've got a great tailback. They got receivers that can catch. They've got a good offensive line. I'm really starring my calendar for Leeds and Dayville, October 22nd. I'm telling you, it's going to be a situation where you may have 2 undefeated teams playing for a region championship. You will not be able to get a seat in Tiger Stadium.
800-782-0108, 256-234-6464. Let's run down some scores.
Just some more scores. Again, recapping: Leeds defeated Madison Academy 27-24 in an unbelievable game. Oxford 42-21 winners over Southside Gadsden. Southside Gadsden, a very good football team. Oxford remained strong as well. Down in Southwest Alabama, they love football in Southwest Alabama. Thomasville, though, a demanding 24-6 win over Sweetwater. Clay Central with a 10-7 win over Munford. Clay Central and Benjamin Russell will get together this coming Friday. It will be a return for Danny Horn back to Clay County, the county, not to Clay County, the school where he coached, because it is now Central of Clay as they merge Lineville and Ashland. Fairhope over Robertsdale, 34-7. Opelika, as you mentioned earlier, 20-16 winners over Carver on that first night of the Champions Challenge. Jamie Dubose, his debut as the head coach at Phoenix City, beat Stockbridge, Georgia in a close one, 30-21 there. Spain Park and Austin decided to play baseball. Spain Park won on a 2-run homer. No, they won 5-3. Shades of Auburn, Mississippi State a few years ago. And then, of course, maybe a shocker to some out there and maybe not to some others. Auburn loses to Gadsden City 34-28, and Gadsden City went on the road to play Auburn. So did that one shock you a little bit?
It did me. I knew last year that Gadsden City was in that game against Auburn, led 13-0, I believe, early on in the ball game. Couldn't hold Auburn off. Auburn comes back and wins 16-13. I'm not surprised, but Auburn High School has been so strong so long. They haven't gotten over the hump and won a state title. Yeah. But, Brett, they've won 12, 13, 14 ball games. It's the first opening game loss they've had since 2007, where they lost to Stanhope Elmore, who you can remember was very, very talented back in those days. So Auburn was on a nice stretch there in opening game wins. Lose this one. I do expect them to get back on the winning side, but it's a tough schedule. And when Auburn and Opelika are about to get together this Friday night, can you imagine? We're going on the road to Central Clay County, Benjamin Russell. And listen, if you don't understand the dynamic there, it will be packed. It will be the atmosphere will be as good as anywhere in the state, I can assure you, this Friday night at Central Clay County. Great community, great football program. We hope that everybody feels the same about us. Auburn and Opelika, though, you're not going to beat that one also.
And to play it week 2 is weird.
I know
it's got to be weird for them down
week
there.
Week 1 really for Opelika's first game didn't count.
Yeah, but both of them have a game under their belt. And look, when you played Carver 4 quarters, you feel like you've been in a brawl. So, but it doesn't count on the records, but Auburn's does. So Opelika comes in at 0-0 and Auburn 0-1. Look, going to be a great football game. One score I did leave off was the Florence score, Randy. That game we monitored it Friday night back and forth. Shades Valley ended up winning that game 37-35 over Florence. You know, that's the school Jamie Dubose left to go to Charles Henderson. He stayed for a couple of weeks there before the Phoenix City job opened up, and he was named coach there. So, you know, they had a great opportunity to beat Hoover last year in the playoffs. They were right there, Florence was. Another tough loss for them, but Florence, very good football team up in the north part of Alabama. But great scores. If there's a game that you'd like for us to talk about that we didn't hit on, please feel free to call us, 1-800-782-0108 or 256-234-6464. Randy just mentioned a couple of great games coming up in week 2. When we come back, we'll talk about those and some other games around the state to make sure you star to get out and watch, or make sure you find a way to tune in. Stay tuned. More Sports Blitz Live presented by JR's and SNS Discount Tire right after this.
Which hotel is the best value?
Which one do you think I should buy?
Buying a car is a big thing. They cost a lot and you own it for years. You need to compare Hyundai of Auburn for your peace of mind. Discounts, cashback, got them at Hyundai of Auburn, and America's best warranty. Plus, we just received Hyundai's President's Award with the second highest customer satisfaction among like dealerships in the entire country. So if being treated right is important, we'll see you soon. Hyundai of Auburn, you owe it to yourself.
In a world that's ever-changing, you have to be sure that your choices are the right choices. At Central Alabama Community College, you'll know you made the best choice. Whether choosing a technical degree program, taking courses to transfer to a four-year college or university, or being a part of our national championship winning traditions, get a sharper focus on your life by choosing one of our 3 convenient locations: Alex City, Childersburg, and Talladega. Central Alabama Community College. Central to you. Central to your success.
Don't you know there's no queen like Peaches and Clean?
Wow, your carpets look fantastic. Yeah, thanks to Peaches and Clean. They look new again. They also clean my kitchen tile. Simply amazing. I'm calling Peaches and Clean today. Just call 502-5326. Oh yeah, they have an area rug cleaning facility too.
Peaches and Clean is now expanded to the Alexander City Lake Martin Market. Give them a call at 334-502-5326.
Call us up at Peaches and Clean.
This gal wrote, "I am obsessed with Zaxby's yummy fried pickles. Is that wrong?" Well, Lisa Campbell changed her profile picture. Ma has a saying, "A fried pickle a day keeps the cravings away." She is a wise woman.
Those pickles ain't gonna pick themselves.
Mean as a hornet, though.
It's fried pickle season. Lightly breaded, fried to perfection, served with ranch dressing. Enjoy them before the crop's gone. Zaxby's, indescribably good.
It's always something. Your car needs a new tire, tuition is due. It's down to the wire. Cheerleading outfits, soccer shoes, football pads, or annual dues. Nellie's in band. She needs a trombone. Good golly Molly, you need a loan. Jimmy broke his arm. He needs a cast. You need money, and you need it fast. When life comes at you, Always Money can help you through. It's easy, convenient, friendly, and fast. You'll get the cash you need the day you need it. So because it's always something, remember Always Money. How much can we loan you today?
What is LMG? It's a team of professionals with the tools to create a successful marketing plan to help your business grow. LMG has successful designs that get results for the individual and the business. We provide signs of all types: screen printing and embroidery, promotional products, web design, audio and video production, and much more. LMG has 3 locations to serve you in Alex City, Dadeville, and the Auburn-Opelika area. Call us at 888-533-6758.
This segment of Sportz Blitz is brought to you by Russell Do-It Center, offering a complete assortment of lumber, building materials, electrical, and plumbing supplies. Russell Do-It Center stores deliver first-class service, top-rate products, and competitive do-it-best pricing.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live, presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill. And S&S Discount Tire, again, we can't thank JR's and S&S enough for their longtime partnership with us here on Sports Blitz. And again, for all of our sponsors that make all our programming possible. And Randy, this segment brought to you by Russell Do-It, but more importantly, we're glad to have Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply all throughout the state here as our lead sponsor, our corporate partner on the AHSA Radio Network side.
Yeah, we're excited about this, a hometown product that means even more to us, and to go out and to be able to represent them on a statewide product. We do 49 broadcasts throughout the year, all of the state championship games for football, basketball, all-star events with AHSA Radio Network. You can go pull us up on the website, ahsaradionetwork.com. One product that's going on right now that we're thrilled about, Jeremy Jeffcoat, John Kennedy have worked tirelessly to get the AHSA Radio Network scoreboard show out. 18 different affiliates throughout the state of Alabama. Again, title sponsor for the entire network is Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply, so we can't thank them enough. But this past Friday night was flawless. Y'all did a great job. Luke Robinson will step up here with JJ and take over starting this Friday. Sure. And there's plenty to talk about, especially with some of the games you're about to run down.
We're of course we're gonna sound biased, but I'm telling you, the amount of effort that Jay puts into it and John Kennedy and Daniel Vest, when I get to see what they do on a Friday night and how much they probably burn 300 and 400 calories in here back and forth and getting the scores. Nobody gets them any quicker than Daniel. Nobody reports them any better than Jay. John Kennedy, with his relationships throughout the state, has landed over 20 radio station affiliates throughout the state of Alabama. I'm so excited about what we do and the amount of time and effort. It's the best. It's absolutely the best scoreboard show out there, Randy. Now, there's some other Friday night stuff that's on. And
Justin Clayton, he brought you some
Thank you.
graphics
I see that right
that we've
there.
been
I'm going to
looking
slide
for.
them over there. But it's always good to have it. But closing out that talk, every single Friday night at 10 o'clock, the Alabama High School Athletic Association Radio Network Scoreboard Show, 10 to 11:30. And they guests from all over the state covering specific games and covering every corner of the
state. All right,
state.
something that will start this week, and it will carry on throughout the football season, throughout winter sports and spring sports and into the summer, are going to be our Athletes of the Week. And they've got some great sponsors also. We're going to start right there with Russell Dewitt Center, as they are the title sponsor of the AHSA Radio Network. And we'll have a Sportz Blitz AHSA Radio Network Player of the Week each and every Friday that we'll be able to find out. It could be during the regular season of some other sports as well, not only football, but Dalton Sinkfield from Smith Station High School, who was 24 of 43 for 433 yards passing and 4 touchdowns this past Friday night. He is our AHSA Radio Network Player of the Week, brought to you by Russell Dewitt Center. We've got a Lee County Player of the Week, and this one's brought to you by Cruise Planners, Rudalisa Anderson, toll-free 844-722-6342. If you're looking for a great cruise plan, your cruise and land specialist, Rudalisa Anderson. Joshua Johnson from Opelika High School, he had 25 carries for 125 yards and a touchdown, and Opelika needed each and every one of those yards as they take down an outstanding team from Montgomery Carver as they win 20-16 in the Champions Challenge. Our Lake Martin Area Athlete of the Week is brought to you by Lee Marketing Group. This week it's Chase Burton, the running back at Benjamin Russell High School. He had 19 carries. Sorry, that one's a little bit off there. But he had 19 carries for 101 yards and 2 touchdowns. He was our BRHS Athlete of the Week this past week. We'll have them coming from all throughout the county and the Lake Martin area, not only Benjamin Russell High School. So we're excited about this. Hopefully there's some more coming where these started there, but great sponsors, and we couldn't do it without them.
Couldn't do it without them, Randy. And these are just a few games throughout the state that we think are big games. There may be a big game in your area that we don't talk about. We have a limited amount of time that we can cover things, but we'd love to hear from you. Please call in and give us a report about your team or about your area. But, Randy, some games to watch this week in high school. The first one I forgot is Gadsden City at Oxford. I mean, two teams that went 1-0 in week one. Oxford with a convincing win over Southside, 42-21. Gadsden City goes on the road, gets a huge win at Auburn. What do you think about that one?
I think we know what Gadsden City has. After they go on the road to Auburn and take down the defending runner-up in Class 6A as they move up to 7A. So I think you'll know a little bit more about what Oxford has than Gadsden City. If Oxford can keep this one close, maybe win a game late against this Gadsden City team, look out. Oxford's another one of those that's in 6A now that can be very, very tough moving forward.
Tim Carter and Coach Blackman over at Opelika will meet again, which is an old rival game, meet in week 2. When was the last time Auburn went 0-2?
I can't remember. I mean, they haven't lost an opening game since 2007, so it's been a long time.
It's been a long time. They have a legit shot at going 0-2. Opelika, they played a tough game against Carver, won that game 20-13, and were able, or 20-16 rather. Coach Blackman, I remember a few years ago, and we had DeMar Mitchell on our show on Saturday morning, Randy, and it was as bleak as it could be in Opelika. It was some depressed people down there wondering where the direction of the program was going. He's turned it around. Brian Blackman's done a tremendous job of turning that program around and getting Opelika back to the top 5 in 6A. Auburn will be hungry. They don't want to go 0-2 to start the season. That's going to be a heck of a matchup.
They better bring their A game, because Opelika, I think that this school dropping down, we've seen it at Benjamin Russell. It's the first time Opelika's had this chance to get out of that Hoover nightmare.
That's right.
I look, if you're a Hoover fan out there,
It's
that's what the
been
rest of the
a
state
nightmare.
says. I mean, that's what you've created here in this state. Prattville had a little bit of a linger. Daphne has sprinkled one in, but the rest of the state have been very competitive. They can't get over the hump. You drop down, you get out of that.
Now you have a
Boy,
chance.
you got new life. There is a breath of fresh air around the entire community.
Sure.
And Opelika's been good. They played in a state title game 2 years ago.
That's right.
So, and that was in the top class. So
they're there.
This is gonna be fun.
Going to be a clash. And then a few more real quick. Vestavia and Homewood's always a fun game. Homewood loses the first week of the season. So, again, they don't have Doug Goodwin leaves and goes and takes the player relations job, director of player relations at Auburn under Coach Gus Malzahn. McGill, Tulane, and Viger in Mobile. That'll be a great game to watch.
We'll see. I would, just sitting here thinking about it, I'm going to tell you McGill, probably a 2 or 3 touchdown favorite if you had to put favorites on this.
Viger just loves the defense, the way to play.
And they got probably, if not the best running back in the state, one of the top 2 or 3 running backs in the state. So McGill, Tulane, though, what did they come in ranked number 2 or 3?
I think they're 2.
2 and 7A. Yeah, that's a great
So it's
game.
going to be a great game. All right, moving on. Stanhope and Prattville. Stanhope, we saw what happened with Spanish Fort. Prattville, Randy, they were always a team that we mentioned in the first 2 or 3 teams, and now obscure a little bit. What does this year mean? What has Prattville got to do this year?
It means a lot. They had a nice close to last year. They finished 7-3. Mm-hmm. They come into the initial Class 7A ranked number 10 in the state. So Prattville High School needs a strong year. Chad Anderson needs a strong year there at Prattville High School. We know they've got great talent, but they've got to win. Their expectation level, when you've won as many state titles as they have, and you've been in the mix as often as they have, they expect to be there. They don't want to hear. I mean, I'm just guessing.
No, that's the community mindset.
Maybe the Prattville community will call in 800-782-0108, but I can tell you, once you've won that many times, you expect it.
No doubt. 2 more. Bob Jones at Decatur is one. Bob Jones, a very strong team. And then Central Clay and Benjamin Russell. Benjamin Russell will travel to Central Clay. It'll be a semi-homecoming for Danny Horn, who, as I looked up just a second ago, is second all-time in winning percentage, only by less than half a percentage point. It's 79.3, I believe, and I'll go back and pull it up, but just it's less than half a point. It's a big emotional game for everybody up there. I know the school is different. It's Central Clay. It's Clay County, which was in Ashland, and Lineville combined to be one school. But Danny Horn left Clay County with 6 state championships and came to Benjamin Russell, and now he brings the Wildcats back up there. So it's going to be an interesting Friday night. You and I are excited about it.
We are. I mean, first off, we're thrilled that we've got Coach Horn here.
Yes.
Unfortunately, I've got a 1-year-old, so I don't know if he's going to hang around for the next 15 years to coach him, but I would love for him to.
It'd be great if he did.
Here's the beauty of this hopeful rival, because we need one of these. We need a game that's a huge gate, that's close. Look, this game's going to be close Friday night.
Yeah.
Anybody that thinks one of the other teams going to win this game by 3 or 4 touchdowns, they are.
We've all been caught with a hand in the cookie
We've
jar
been caught there
that.
before. This one's going to be close. It's going to be a huge gate. It's going to be a great atmosphere. I was more impressed, I think, with the entire Clay County community, because I've never really had a reason to go up there. We didn't get to go play them when we were in high school. It was too much, I guess, of it. Not that they wouldn't have probably beat us, but it was too much of a difference in the size of the schools that we didn't get a chance to. I heard about them. I knew they were on a 50-some-odd game winning streak when I was in high school.
Good.
They all told us, y'all better be glad y'all aren't taking on that 1 or 2A power up the road. Oh, we'd kill them. You know, that's what you thought. And
exactly.
We went up there and lost to them a couple of times here about 6 or 8 years ago.
Well,
but I was more impressed, with the community and the way they handle their football. And that's the reason I know that we think the same about our community. It's fun to get the two together.
Look, I probably know more of their kids, as many kids as I do Benjamin Russell now, because of recruiting at Central Alabama and the people up there. And Chris Herron, I'll see you, buddy, on Friday night. I'll have the other colors on. But, after the game, we'll kid around and talk. His wife's the head counselor there, a great woman. She does so much for the kids up there. There's some good people there. The whole school's great. I always love it. It's one of my favorite recruiting trips every year going up there. Let's go to the phone lines and welcome in Kevin Keel with the Dayville Football Network. Kevin, thanks for being on the program with us. Kevin, you with us? We had Kevin Kill on. Hopefully we'll get Kevin Kill back as they went down to the Champions Challenge. He and Chad McKelvey called that game for the replay here on Lake Broadcasting as they were able to win and defeat Piedmont in a crazy game that looked like they were about to go up 21-0. They come back and they get a penalty, and Piedmont comes back, hits a big pass, and then Piedmont had the ball down there with a chance to win the game. So I think we have him back. We've got him back now. Yes. Wrong line. Kevin, you with us?
Yes, sir.
Kevin, doing good, my man. How are you doing?
Oh, man, never better, never better. Got to see a great game Saturday night. Tigers come out on the tall end of the stick this time.
They did, Kevin, and talk about it for just a minute. It looked like about midway through the third, it was 0-0, and neither offense could really find their niche. But Dayville able to put some points on the board. They come up with a big interception and return it for a touchdown. It looked like they were just going to blow that game open, and then they get a penalty, a roughing the passer, I believe. Piedmont goes on down and scores and gets a 2-point conversion, makes it a 14-8 game. Just talk about it a little bit.
All right, well, the first half, as you said, we give up one big play, kind of their receiver, Savage, which was a great athlete. He got behind our defender, and Luss threw it up to him, and he come down with it, and we tackled him on the 1, and they set up shop 1st and 1, 1st and goal from the 1, and we was able to hold them. They lost, I think they was outside the 10, at the third down. Defense just played stellar all night. And they lined up to kick a field goal, and we were offside, so they declined it. I guess they missed it. We thought they made it, but surely not if they declined it. Well, they went to re-kick, and we blocked it. So that's pretty much your story. Now, our guys were in the backfield just all night long, and heat got to some of them, and we had to make a lot of substitutions. But, man, I'm going to tell you, from the starters to everybody played, did an exceptional job on defense.
Kevin, I'm hoping that I'm not jinxing Dayville, but I've been saying for about a month or two that I love Dayville's chances in 4A this year. They come in ranked number 3 to start the season. I was just curious. You've got a real tough region matchup week 8. We've already put an asterisk beside it. You better go out. You better have everybody better be looking for that Dayville and Leeds game week 8 of the season. Did you get a chance to watch some of that Leeds game and just some of your thoughts?
I did. Leeds was very impressive. Big guys, quick guys. I'm telling you, if we were selling tickets today for that game, you better go on and get one because, man, I expect Tiger Stadium just to be overflowing that night. If that won't get you excited about high school football, I don't guess you have a pulse, or I don't know what will. But, the offense kind of come along, and Dayville's they're going to, in my opinion, we're going to get better every game. I imagine Coach Jones might have showed 10% of our playbook against Piedmont. He'll probably bring a little bit more out, for Coach O'Neill and the Rebels Thursday night. And, it's just going to expand. You guys know how it goes. And we're going to save some stuff for Leeds, and everybody along the way. But this tough schedule has got to help Dayville when the playoffs arrive. We'll be facing a lot of adversity, and we may come up short on a couple of games, but, and that's okay to make playoffs, but it's going to be tough, and our guys are only going to grow from the schedule that we have this year.
Kevin, I tell you what, we look forward to following Dayville, and good luck to you guys, and we look forward to talking to you each and every week, okay?
All right, guys, y'all have a good one.
Thank you, Kevin, and Kevin Kill with the radio network for Dayville. Randy, I said it a couple weeks ago. They may lose a game somewhere, and the schedule's tough. They've got a tough schedule. Doesn't mean they can't win. Maybe, and you don't want to lose one. Maybe if they lose one during the regular season, they make the run in the playoffs. So we don't know that they can't make it an undefeated season. They can't go 15-0 because this team has what it takes to do 15-0.
They've got the talent, and I think they've been so close for so long. Their nemesis has been UMS Wright. And these games have not been runaways by no stretch of the imagination by UMS Wright. Thomasville 1 year, too, which was, look, anybody that was down there at that ball game, they'd look. I I hate to say it, but I think David would have won 9 out of 10 times. Anybody that I talked to, and that was a great Thomasville team. Don't get me wrong.
They were good.
Kyle Caldwell was the best player on the field without a doubt that night from everybody I heard.
Thomasville's coach said it's the best quarterbacks ever had played on that field.
Well, and so I just think that when you have that many opportunities and you get that close, and you were as close as they were against UMS Wright team that is Gunter Roach less this year, you like your chances. Sometimes you got to be confident going in.
That's right.
I feel like this program's probably that way this year.
We're going to take a break here, and one more small segment of high school. We come back, we'll have John Holder with the Pigskin Roundup show up in North Alabama, TV 24, and he part of our HSA Radio Network crew. He and Tommy Wood called a couple of the Champion Challenge games for us on the network. Stay tuned. More Sports Blitz Live presented by JR's and SNS Discount Tire right after this.
Bucks Island is one of the oldest boat dealers in Alabama, serving boaters since 1948 with the largest boat showroom in the state. Bass boats featuring Skeeter, cruisers and sport boats featuring Monterey, pontoons featuring Crest, G3 and Voyagers, powered by Mercury and Yamaha. Bucks Island has sold over 10,000 boats and with a full service and parts and accessories department to keep your boat in top condition. Don't buy a boat till you get a Bucks quote. Visit Bucks Island on Highway 77 in Southside or online at bucksisland.com. Give them a call at 1-800-I'm-READY. Bucks Island, where our #1 product is customer satisfaction.
What is LMG? It's a team of professionals with the tools to create a successful marketing plan to help your business grow. LMG has successful designs that get results for the individual and the business. We provide signs of all types, screen printing and embroidery, promotional products, web design, audio and video production, and much more. LMG has 3 locations to serve you in Alex City, Dadeville, and the Auburn-Opelika area. Call us at 888-533-6758.
Don't let pests take your house or business over. Wave the red flag. Red Flag Pest, owned and operated by Scott Davis on Highway 280 in Jackson's Gap, is licensed, insured, and bonded, and serves the Lake Martin area, specializing in lake homes, residential property, and industrial property. Call for a free inspection today, 256-825-0430, and visit us online at redflagpestcontrol.com. Red Flag Pest Control, when the problem has to stop, guaranteed. Family owned and operated, Holly's Home Furnishings is the Lake Martin area's best choice for all of your furniture needs. Whether you're looking for something new for the living room, dining room, or bedroom, Holly's has something you'll love for every room in your house. Holly's has a great selection of furniture and the most popular names like Lane, Broyhill, Rowe Furniture, as well as the best names in mattresses like Sealy and Tempur-Pedic. You can even get beautiful home decor, everything your home needs, at Holly's Home Furnishings, located on Highway 22 West in Alex City. Visit their website at hollyshomefurnishings.com.
Hello, I'm Russell Building Supply.
And I'm the big box store.
Box, I don't mean to cut you short, but I've got a delivery to make.
A delivery?
Yeah, Russell delivers anywhere in the local area for free, usually on the same day, and that's on top of our low price guarantee.
Really? Free? Are you kidding me?
No, and if you prefer to pick the order up yourself, we'll load it for free.
And on the same day?
Yeah, we're really good at working on short lead times. How about you?
Yeah, I'm short.
Serving Lake Martin and Central Alabama.
Excitement awaits you on beautiful Lake Martin. Alex City Guide Service can provide you with the charter trip of a lifetime. Licensed charter guide David Hare has over 20 years of experience on Lake Martin, specializing in live bait fishing for trophy-size saltwater striped bass, largemouth bass, and spotted bass. Call Alex City Guide Service today at 256-401-3089 or visit them online at www.alexcityguideservice.com.
This segment of Sportz Blitz is brought to you by Dark Insurance, offering insurance for all your personal needs, including auto, boat, homeowners, and disability. Don't be in the dark. Call Dark Insurance at 256-234-5026.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live, presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill and SNS Discount Tire. Now let's go to the Dane Sharp Attorney at Law Hotline and welcome in a good friend of ours, John Holder with the Pigskin Roundup Show on TV 24 and also a member of our AHSA Radio Network crew. John, thanks so much for being on the program.
Guys, I appreciate it. It's the time of year to talk football. That's what I love to do. I know that's what you guys love to do. So, hey, any opportunity to do that is great with me.
Well, and that's what we're going to do right here is we devote a lot of time to high school football, John. You know that, and especially on this program. It's seen statewide on Charter Channel 80. And the first question I'll have for you, John, and then we'll dive into the Champions Challenge where you and Tommy Wood called for us on the AHSA Radio Network. As you recapped this past weekend, week one, what stood out to you? One thing that you say, I'm going to take away from week one. What's the most surprising thing that stood out to you in week one?
Well, I think the fact that we had the two longest winning streaks in the state ended on the same weekend, the first weekend of the year. Hoover had won 30 games straight coming in. They had not lost since the state championship game in 2011 to Prattville, and they lost to Miami Central of Florida on Saturday. And then on the night before, on Friday night, you had Madison Academy. They had won 25 consecutive games, and they lost to Leeds in a rematch of last year's 3A championship game. So that made Spanish Fort, who played in the Champions Challenge, and it was the one game in the Champions Challenge that was a regular season game, that made them with the state's longest winning streak. They came in with 24 consecutive, now 25 consecutive. So now they've got the longest winning streak in the state in any classification. So, guys, I really thought, maybe one, but I was not expecting both Madison Academy and Hoover to both get beat on the opening weekend.
And both were field goal games, John, and both of them were great games as Leeds was able to take out Madison Academy 27-24. You had two great running backs, Trey Nation on Leeds side, Kerryon Johnson on Madison Academy side. You and I have been watching Kerryon Johnson since he was a freshman in high school, be at the Super 6, now that'll be the Super 7. Madison Academy, they started slow, but Kerryon Johnson just took the game over in the second half, and they just came up short. Give Leeds credit. Their quarterback got ejected in the third quarter. They were able to withstand the storm of Madison Academy coming back, were able to drive down and kick a field goal to end the game. It was a great game.
Yeah, last year, guys, we all saw that Madison Academy Leeds game, and to be honest with you, Madison Academy dominated that game. And so I think with most of the Madison Academy team coming back, including their quarterback and also, Malik Miller coming back at fullback and linebacker, the Leeds team had everybody coming back as well. So you kind of figured that, it would probably go the same way, that Madison Academy would have their way with them, but that it did not turn out that way. And I think Leeds served notice this year, moving up from 3A to 4A, that they're going to be a contender in 4A as well.
John, a few more things. Clay Chalkville looked very good against Niceville. They came out big winners over a team that was runner-up in Florida from around the Fort Walton Beach area. I was very impressed with them. Auburn loses to Gadsden City up there around your area, and then Oxford and Gadsden City get together this coming up weekend. So let's talk about that first. Clay Chalkville first, and then the Auburn-Gadsden City game, and then Gadsden City and Oxford coming up this weekend.
Well, guys, we do a little preseason magazine up here, and as part of that, they want me to pick a preseason top 10 in each class, and who I think in August is going to go to the Super 7. And in 6A, I had actually picked Spanish Fort and Clay Chalkville. That was the pick, and I saw nothing from this weekend to persuade me otherwise that those two teams are not saying that they're for sure 100% going to be in Auburn. But if I was a betting man, that's where I'd put the picks, because I didn't see anything from Clay Chalkville or from Spanish Fort that would persuade me that they're not, the top of the line in this new Class 6A. It's a really good division, 6A is. I think it's going to be the most competitive division maybe we've ever seen in the Alabama High School Athletic Association. And Clay Chalkville staying 6A and not moving to 7, and then Spanish Fort moving up from 5A to 6A, where they won three out of the last 4 state championships in 5A. I think those two teams, in my mind, without a doubt, are the teams to beat in this new Class 6A.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to watch to see how it all plays out. And then you move up. Auburn has not started off 0-1 since 2007. Gadsden City travels over to Auburn and knocks them off 34-28.
You know, Gadsden City last year went down to Duck Sanford Stadium, and they led in the game at one point 13-3 early. Auburn came back, beat them 16-13. Same kind of scenario unfolded this time. Gadsden City goes down there, jumps on them 14-0, and then Auburn came right back, but this time they go to double overtime, and Gadsden City is the winner in that one. You know, I think that from talking with Coach Matt Scott, second-year coach at Gadsden City, he told me over the summer that this is the best skill talent at Gadsden City that he has ever coached in his 20-plus year coaching career. And he told me, he said, John, it's not just that we've got some good athletes here and there, but he says depth as well. He said we have 2 or 3 deep at every position, and he said they're interchangeable. He said, you know, there's really not a drop-off at all, 2 or 3 deep at wide receiver, 2 or 3 deep at running back. And so this may be the one year Gadsden City has only been a high school since 2006, and they've been known for defense, and they've had some struggles year in and year out with offense and finding a quarterback. I think now with Ahmad Duramus that they have found a quarterback, and I also think that this may be the year where actually the offense, it looks like by scoring 34 at Auburn, may actually be a little bit better than the defense this year. And that is a huge game. The Gadsden City and Oxford game in the past has been a region game, but Oxford State 6A and Gadsden City moves into the new 7A classification, so it's not a region game. They'll play at Titan Stadium in Gadsden. Of course, Oxford, I did see them play in person last Thursday night. They beat Southside 42-21. They've got a tremendous passing game at Oxford. Running game, you know, that's still, the jury is out on that. Defense, they had some breakdowns and gave up some big plays against Southside. So that's maybe a little question mark there, too. But, you know, Gadsden City and Oxford, when they play, it always seems to be a close game. I think it was a 6-0 game last year over at Lamar Field in Oxford. And I think this will be a dynamite game. In this part of the state where we are, in this Anniston-Gadsden area, these are the 2 by far largest schools up here. You know, this is the closest we have to big boy football in Northeast Alabama. And that will be the one of the big games, you're right, of the year, will be that Gadsden City-Oxford game Friday night.
A lot of eyes on that game that's coming up Friday night and excitement around that. Again, when you've got 2 communities that close together with that 2 good football programs, it will definitely be a packed house and a very good game, and it'll be interesting to see how that one plays out. Last but not least, John, Central of Clay welcomes Danny Horn back to Clay County, not Clay County High School, but Central of Clay now as the combined schools now for a couple of years between Ashland and Lineville. But he does go back and takes a Benjamin Russell team that he has really built a very good program over the last 3 or 4 years, gotten Benjamin Russell back to winning ways, and really one of the closest games that Spanish Fort's played in the last 3 years was down at their place a couple of years ago. Benjamin Russell, it was a 14-10 game late. Spanish Fort had it 3rd and 8 or 3rd and 9 at their own 4. They make a miraculous catch, take the ball on down, score, end up winning 21-10. But Benjamin Russell had a very good shot to win that game. A lot of the former Spanish Fort players said it was the toughest game they played by far all year. Now he takes this team back to Clay County where he spent so much of his career. This is going to be an emotional game.
It really is, and I don't know that you can overstate how big this is in Clay County. I think from the very beginning, back when they consolidated Lineville and Clay County into this new Central of Clay, and this is only the 3rd year for the school, when that was first announced, I think everybody knew at that point in time, you guys know this as well being there, that Central Clay County and Benjamin Russell were on a collision course. It was only a matter of time once Central Clay moved up in classification that they would play each other, and it would turn into a big rivalry game, and I think it absolutely will. I've been to the new stadium down at Central Clay last year for the first time, and I don't know where they're going to seat all the Ben Russell folks because they just don't have a big visitor sideline, and I expect it's going to be one of those games, and you guys will be there, where they're probably standing 4 or 5 deep on the fence all the way around the place. You know, the folks there, they still love Danny Horn. He's a legend and always will be for what he did at Clay County High School. And, you know, it's at the same time, you know, Ben Russell and Central Clay only a few miles apart. Central really needs, moving up this 5A, a big rival. And I think that this is going to be, as we move through the next 5 or 10 years, I think you're really going to see this be an intense rivalry. Even after Danny Horn's gone, I just think the proximity, and as good as Ben Russell is and the tradition there, the same way with Central Clay, and as good as they will be year in and year out, and the tradition there in those communities, I think it's going to be one of those new things we haven't seen before in high school football that is going to be 20 years from now going to be one of the best rivalries in this state.
John, I couldn't agree more, and it will be an atmosphere like none other come Friday night. Well, John, we really appreciate you taking time out tonight to be part of our program. Again, thank you so much for what you do for us on the Alabama High School Athletic Association Radio Network. You and Tommy did an immaculate job this past weekend, and look forward to catching up with you again real soon.
That sounds good, Brad and Randy. We just appreciate y'all, and I appreciate the opportunity to be involved and appreciate the job you guys do in covering high school athletics the way you do, not only there in Central Alabama, but around the state as well. And anytime I can be with you guys, it's always a pleasure.
John, thanks so much, my man.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Have a good night. That's John Holder, part of our radio network crew, and, of course, TV 24 up in northeast Alabama. It does a tremendous job on the Pigskin Roundup show up there, recapping up in the Oxford, Gadsden area. And, again, just he and Tommy Wood do a tremendous job for us on the network. We're going to take a break. We'll come back. Randy will come back and join me. We'll take your phone calls, and we'll dive into college football the entire second hour. Stay tuned. More Sports Blitz Live presented by JR's and S&S Tire right after this.
In a world that's ever-changing, you have to be sure that your choices are the right choices. At Central Alabama Community College, you'll know you made the best choice. Whether choosing a technical degree program, taking courses to transfer to a four-year college or university, or being a part of our national championship winning traditions, get a sharper focus on your life by choosing one of our 3 convenient locations: Alex City, Childersburg, and Talladega. Central Alabama Community College. Central to you, central to your success.
Sperlin Recycling is an Alabama-based recycling company specializing in the recycling of metal, aluminum, copper, ferrous, and non-ferrous waste. Sperlin Recycling is available for all your commercial recycling needs, including demolition, on-site scrap removal, and roll-off services. Sperlin Recycling is a family-owned corporation with several generations of experience. Call us today at 256-234-0903 and visit us online at www.sperlinrecycling.com.
When you're on Lake Martin and looking for your own boat, it pays to know what the locals know. Alex City Marine in Alex City and the all-new Alex City Marine South on Highway 63 across from the Mini Mall is Lake Martin's premier Landau pontoon boat dealer and the area's authorized Suzuki, Honda, and Mercury outboard dealer. Alex City Marine has the industry's best brands, and they back it up with the industry's best boat repair with marine-certified specialists that get it done right. Whether summerization or a full overhaul, Alex City Marine has you covered on both ends of the lake. Know what the locals know. Alex City Marine, Lake Martin's complete sales and service center with 2 locations to serve you.
JR Sports Bar and Grill. Mondays, all you can eat fingers, $13.25. Tuesdays and Wednesdays, all you can eat wings, $12.25. Every day, kids in uniforms eat for $1.99. Alabama Street in Alexander City and Highway 280 in Sylacauga.
For over 60 years, East Central Alabama has relied on Jackson Refrigeration for installation and service on all brands, including Rheem, Goodman, and York. Now we've expanded into A1 Four Seasons Heating and Air, a division of Jackson Refrigeration. We still make your comfort our priority and expect our staff to be the most experienced, dedicated, and trained to give you the highest quality of sales and service. When choosing your heating and air company, choose our family of professionals. The all-new A1 Four Seasons Heating and Air, the all-new division of Jackson Refrigeration.
When it comes to providing the very finest in funeral services, there's one name that stands alone. At Radney's Funeral Home, we take pride in our reputation as one of the leading funeral homes in this part of Alabama. Since 1938, our name has stood for honesty, integrity, and quality. These are the principles that have made Radney's Funeral Home the #1 choice when you want the very finest in funeral service for your family. Radney's Funeral Home, the independent hometown funeral home serving Tallapoosa and surrounding counties.
This segment of Sportz Blitz is brought to you by Bice Motors in Alexander City. Brian and his crew offer the latest lines of Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram vehicles, as well as the best used inventory around. Guaranteed lowest price. Bice.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sportz Blitz Live, presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill. An S&S Discount Tire, Brett Pritchard and Randy Lee here with you for about another hour. Give us a call, 1-800-782-0108, 234-6464. First hour, nothing but high school. It just goes by so quickly. Now we're in college. Randy, we'll start with Alabama Crimson Tide as they open up with West Virginia. This coming up Saturday, and another game that 2 or 3 years ago looked like it was going to be a big-time matchup. West Virginia hasn't held up their end of the bargain. They come in not highly touted. Alabama with some question marks themselves, but still a very dominant team that a lot of people feel like will win the Western Division and go on to represent the SEC in the 14 playoff. Now, we'll have to wait and see how it plays out. But the roster, the 2-deep depth chart was released this past week, and some interesting things on there outside of the quarterback.
Yeah, 26-point favorite here in this football game. I think Auburn's a 21-point favorite, Alabama a 26-point favorite. Luke has said it a number of times, and he's absolutely right. You don't know which one of these teams are going to have a great year. When you put a West Virginia on there, you really think, that's a nice opening game. I mean, West Virginia is it's a product that is known nationally.
Dana Hoganson, yeah.
They're known to have outstanding fan base also, so they'll have some skill set. I have a hard time believing defensively they can stand up to this running back and this offensive line that Alabama's going to throw at them. When I start with Alabama and looking around the state and some of the things that I look forward to seeing from Alabama week one, linebacker play. Sure. Who is going to step up? Trey DePriest he's had some nagging injuries. Will he be in shape enough to make an immediate impact to start the season? They have done an outstanding job recruiting linebackers. Mm-hmm. I want to see Reggie Ragland on the field. I want to see what he looks like. I want to see his play out on the field. We'll see that on Saturday. I want to see Reuben Foster. Sure. Look, I know he may miss a few plays, but I want to see the ones that he makes the big ones. Yeah. That's the reason that you cheer for these players for the big hits. Reuben Foster, I think, is going to add that dynamic to this Alabama defense. Defensive front has been steady for Alabama, sure, but can they get a pass rush off the end? Rashaan Evans may be the guy. If he is the guy, then watch out, because everybody at Alabama is touting him as that top freshman coming in.
Well, it is, and it's interesting you said that. You'll probably be amazed at where they've got him on the depth chart at what position. We'll start on the defensive front for Alabama, and on one of the defensive ends is Jonathan Allen / Dalvin Tomlinson on the left side. D-liner backs both of those guys up. At nose guard, Ashawn Robinson, who is a lot of people, as we know, highly touted along that front. A lot of people excited for Alabama to see him be on the field for the Crimson Tide. Backing him up is Darren Lake, Brandon Ivory, and then Joshua Frazier comes in as the third-team guy. The other defensive end, they've got DJ Petway, and this is his second go-around with Alabama. He was kicked off the team. Luke is our Alabama analyst. Luke's still a little bit leery about this. He just said, look, he had his opportunity, and obviously Nick Saban felt like he was worth bringing back. He's an outstanding player. Backing him up is Deshaun Hand, who was the number one player by a lot of recruiting services in the nation when Alabama signed him, and Jaron Reed over there. So some depth on the defensive front. Which combination will they be able to come up with to be their starters will yet to be seen. At the linebacking post, at the Sam linebacker, starting is Denzel Duvall, and he'll be backed up by Dylan Lee, and then Rashaan Evans is the third-string Sam linebacker, also with Christian Miller. At the Mike middle linebacker position, it'll be Trey Dupree and Reuben Foster splitting time there. Also, Sean Deion Hamilton will come up and back them up. And then at the will linebacker, Reggie Ragland / Reuben Foster. So Reuben Foster at the Mike and the will backer position listed with Walker Jones backing those guys up at the will linebacker post.
Sean Deion Hamilton, I think, has turned heads at Alabama at not only his size, he's a little bit bigger, he's a little bit more ready for Division I football than many may have expected coming out, but also his knowledge, his picking up. And we already know this about Nick Saban. He will put a freshman out there.
Why not? If he's the best player you got in that
he'll
position.
do it quickly. And Luke Robinson, for the last month, for you Alabama fans out there, has been touting Sean Deion Hamilton. Watch out. Everyone is just praising him.
He was great in high school.
He was great in high school, but he wasn't Reuben Foster great.
No,
he wasn't Reggie Ragland great. It's kind of funny how this works out and it plays its way in. He's an outstanding backer, and he did look the part, but maybe not as highly recruited as some of these others, but I think he'll be on the field quick.
I know we got to go to a break, Justin, but at the Jack backer, Xavier Dixon, and then Ryan Anderson from Daphne High School, who you and I have seen several times, and then now.
I think he's a good fit for that position.
He is, but back up there to Dixon. In the secondary at one corner, Bradley Salve, and then Cyrus Jones at the other. Landon Collins is your starting strong safety, backed up by Jarrett Williams. At free safety, it's a Prattville connection there. Nick Perry, and then, of course, Geno Smith will be splitting time with Nick Perry there. It's been a while. Everybody wondered. Nick Perry was highly touted coming out of Prattville High School. Would Nick Perry ever crack the lineup? Obviously, he is listed as the starter at free. And at the star position, they've got Jarrett Williams down there, as I just said, with Geno Smith, Maurice Smith backing those guys up. That's the defensive side for Alabama. When we take a break, we come back, we'll talk about the offensive side. There's one thing, again, that I said earlier in the show that Jay Jeffcoat pointed out that I never would have picked up on that he did. So we'll talk about that when we come back. Stay tuned. More Sportz Blitz Live presented by JR's and SNS Discount Tire right after this.
If you haven't been to Big B Barbecue in Alex City, then you're missing the best barbecue around. Big B has everything from the best pulled or chopped pork, chicken, and beef to cheeseburgers and grilled chicken salads. Bring your friends and family out for a great dinner and sit outside on our beautiful patio, or sit inside and enjoy your meal by the fireplace. So come in and join us and enjoy the best barbecue in the area only at Big B Barbecue, located on Highway 22 West in Alex City.
What is LMG? It's a team of professionals with the tools to create a successful marketing plan to help your business grow. LMG has successful designs that get results for the individual and the business. We provide signs of all types, screen printing and embroidery, promotional products, web design, audio and video production, and much more. LMG has 3 locations to serve you in Alex City, Dadeville, and the Auburn-Opelika area. Call us at 888-533-6758.
Over the years, SNS Tire has grown into the Lake Martin area's largest volume tire dealer. SNS Tire offers the industry's best brand names: Michelin, Goodyear, BF Goodrich, Uniroyal, Firestone, and much, much more. The tire pros at SNS offer professional installation and the region's best price. In addition to your tire needs, SNS offers full automotive mechanical work for all your vehicle maintenance and repair needs with the area's most experienced staff. Visit either of our 2 locations on Cherokee Road in Alex City or at South Street in Dadeville. At SNS Tire, we're installing peace of mind for every customer we serve. Every job, every day.
Sperlin Recycling is an Alabama-based recycling company specializing in the recycling of metal, aluminum, copper, ferrous, and non-ferrous waste. Sperlin Recycling is available for all your commercial recycling needs, including demolition, on-site scrap removal, and roll-off services. Sperlin Recycling is a family-owned corporation with several generations of experience. Call us today at 256-234-0903 and visit us online at www.sperlinrecycling.com.
At Brown Nursing Home, you'll find quality care and comfortable living. We take great pride in our rehabilitation services, including short-term rehabilitation. We offer speech, occupational, and physical therapy, as well as skilled nursing care. Brown is located on Washington Street in Alexander City. For more information, contact Cecily Lee, the administrator, at 256-329-9061.
Hello, I'm State Farm Agent Karen Chanel. I specialize in helping families and individuals like yourself in the Alexander City and Lake Martin communities. With over 20 years experience with State Farm and a dynamic team of licensed professionals, I am committed to helping you manage the risk of everyday life. And we not only consider it an honor, but a privilege to assist you in meeting your insurance and financial services needs. I sincerely look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.
This segment of Sports Blitz is brought to you by Sperlin Recycling. For all your commercial recycling or demolition needs, call them today at 256-234-0903 or visit them online at www.sperlinrecycling.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live, presented by JR's Sports Bar and Grill and S&S Discount Tire. And at this time, let's go to the Dane Sharp Attorney at Law Hotline and welcome in Jay Jeffcoat here, and we'll make this part of our Bama Blitz segment of the show. Jay, thanks so much for being part of the program.
Hey, guys, how are you?
We're doing great, Jay. And, one thing that you mentioned to me on the way in, and I told you I didn't recognize it when I looked at Alabama's depth chart the first time, was the fullback position. You said it's the first time since Nick Saban has been at Alabama there's a fullback listed. Now, there's been H-back listed, but for the most part, no fullback. Jolston Fowler comes in as the true fullback in this offense.
Well, and what's most interesting to me is, and it's not a huge philosophical change, but Nick Saban, from the time he got there, said we run a one-back offense with a tight end and an H-back. We put extra receivers in when we need them, but this is a change because, as you guys know, when you're running a wingback, you're blocking at angles. The offensive line blocks at angles, the wingback blocks at an angle. A fullback is a downhill blocker, and whereas the base play in Alabama's offense for 7 years has been that stretch play where everybody blocks one direction and the running back looks for a cutback lane. The I formation, anybody who's watched LSU play for the last 5 or 6 years, it's downhill. It's in the hole, hand it off downhill. Now, that could be a number of reasons, but I keep thinking back to Lane Kiffin. He's a West Coast I formation, play action, 5 and 7 step drop. Your typical, what you think of with an I formation West Coast offense guy. So, to me, it really stuck out to me that Lane Kiffin has had more of an impact, at least in terms of the depth chart, in this offense initially than any of the previous 3 offensive coordinators that they've run the same offense through 3 offensive coordinators, and now they've changed what the base offense looks like. I just find that fascinating.
Hey, Jay, we've got an audio connection problem with your phone. We're going to cut you and then hopefully get you back here in just a minute. About every 3 words you're dropping. So let's try to get you back on here in a minute, okay?
All right, that'll work.
Thank you so much. And Jay,
he makes a good point.
He does.
I haven't thought about it that way, and being an Auburn fan and just watching Alabama and maybe not paying as close attention as I should, that stretch play Alabama has made as big a part of an offense as we've seen, and it is. And they've had great backs that take their time, find their hole, and yes, they're north-south runners, but the blocking schemes have been different. Whereas LSU's that quick pitch back.
Yeah, they just pitch it back.
Good luck, here I come. And so you'll see a little bit difference there. But also with Lane Kiffin in, it's more of we've seen a pro-style quarterback system, but the one knock on A.J. McCarron was that most of his passes were crossing patterns. Yeah. It didn't take the 15 to 18-yard comeback out patterns. It took that out of the offense. So you did see him throw the football down the field, but it was more of a distance throw. Sure. It wasn't a deep out, which is the toughest throw. This type of offense in an I formation goes back to a play-action fake, throw the football, and a lot of those routes are into play.
Be different.
So with the quarterback question, Jacob Coker, they say, has the big arm. He hasn't. I mean, if you listen into what the practices say, he hasn't been great there. No. Blake Sims, does he? We still don't know who's going to be the starting quarterback there.
We don't, and I know we're up against a break, Justin, to catch up. But real quick, run down the depth chart for Alabama on offense. It's Blake Sims / Jacob Coker in that order. You and I both feel like Blake Sims will start the football game. We'll see. At running back is T.J. Yeldon first, Derrick Henry second, Kenyon Drake third, and then you've got Alty Tenpenny and Tyron Jones down there. At wide receiver at the X, obviously it's Amari Cooper and Darius Stewart coming in.
I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Darius Stewart's a tremendous athlete. We followed him closely in high school. DeAndre White at the Z receiver with Robert Foster backing him up. Christian Jones at the H with Chris Black behind him. On the offensive line, obviously we just talked about it. At one tackle, it's Cam Robinson, the true freshman coming in, is an outstanding player from the state of Louisiana. Ari Kwanjo at left guard. Ryan Kelly is the center. Alphonse Taylor at right guard and Austin Shepard at right tackle. And coming in at tight end, Brian Vogler and O.J. Howard with Dakota Ball and Ty Flournoy Smith and Malcolm Fankane coming in and backing him up. So there's your depth chart for Alabama. And we're up against the break. Let's come back, and we'll continue talking about that. Shift over into Auburn, maybe get Jay back on the phone to discuss some more Alabama. But we're in Alabama and Auburn talk here in college football. Give us a call, 1-800-782-0108, 256-234-6464. Stay tuned. More Sports Blitz Live, presented by JR's and S&S Tire right after this.
What is LMG? It's a team of professionals with the tools to create a successful marketing plan to help your business grow. LMG has successful designs that get results for the individual and the business. We provide signs of all types, screen printing and embroidery, promotional products, web design, audio and video production, and much more. LMG has 3 locations to serve you in Alex City, Dadeville, and the Auburn-Opelika area. Call us at 888-533-6758.
When you're on Lake Martin and looking for your own boat, it pays to know what the locals know. Alex City Marine in Alex City and the all-new Alex City Marine South on Highway 63 across from the Mini Mall is Lake Martin's premier Landau pontoon boat dealer and the area's authorized Suzuki, Honda, and Mercury outboard dealer. Alex City Marine has the industry's best brands, and they back it up with the industry's best boat repair with marine-certified specialists that get it done right. Whether summerization or a full overhaul, Alex City Marine has you covered on both ends of the lake. Know what the locals know. Alex City Marine, Lake Martin's complete sales and service center with 2 locations to serve you.
When it comes to providing the very finest in funeral services, there's one name that stands alone. At Radney's Funeral Home, we take pride in our reputation as one of the leading funeral homes in this part of Alabama. Since 1938, our name has stood for honesty, integrity, and quality. These are the principles that have made Radney's Funeral Home the #1 choice when you want the very finest in funeral service for your family. Radney's Funeral Home, the independent hometown funeral home serving Tallapoosa and surrounding counties.
If you've been seriously injured in a car wreck or truck wreck, don't let the insurance company knock you out without taking responsibility for your medical expenses, pain and suffering, and car repair. You need a fighter. I'm a former Golden Glove champion, and I will fight for you to get the money you deserve. Call Tripp and put a fighter in your corner.
Call the Walton Law Firm at 334-321-3000 or toll free at 866-321-3330. Put a fighter in your corner.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be provided is greater than that of other attorneys.
River Region Sports Fields is a full-service athletic field company servicing the state of Alabama and the Southeast, specializing in construction, laser grading, aerification, top dressing, irrigation, and field drainage of athletic fields of any kind. River Region Sports Fields can manage the entire process of making the perfect athletic field for you. River Region Sports Fields. Give us a call, 205-617-4884, riverregionsportsfields.com.
Football, tailgating, and an award-winning vehicle from Bice Motors in Alex City. You can't beat this time of year.
Get in the game and score big!
The summer clearance event continues, and all 24 teams have to go.
Coach, they don't know the play.
I told them twice.
Guaranteed lowest price, or we'll pay you the difference in price twice.
Buy it at Bice!
BiceChryslerDodge.com.
Bama Blitz, brought to you by Bradbury Medical Center, offering durable medical equipment, including wheelchairs, oxygen, hospital beds, and more. 256-215-8654.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sportz Blitz Live, presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill and S&S Discount Tire. Let's go back to the phone lines. Bo in Moody, Alabama. You're on Sports Blitz.
Hey, buddy. Have y'all done the Auburn Blitz yet?
We have not, but that's coming up next segment.
Okay. Will you ask him about recruiting, man? Especially Darrell Williams. I heard that Bama's going after him hard.
Yeah, I mean, recruiting for Auburn, really not a lot of news here lately. More basketball recruiting news than anything. But yeah, we'll talk a little bit about recruiting as we head into the Auburn Blitz, Bo.
Hey, what did you think about Leeds beating Mississippi, man?
I thought it was an outstanding football game. Two great teams. One team, unfortunately, had to lose, but Leeds has got a great chance to win the whole thing.
Oh, yeah. And I can't wait to get Carry on campus, man.
He's a load, no doubt, Bo. Hey, we appreciate your call, Bo.
All right, man. God bless y'all.
Thank you so much. Same to you out there. And Jay, you back with us?
Yeah, I'm back with you guys. Is that better?
Yeah, that's a little bit better. And we'll just finish up the Bama Blitz portion, sponsored by Mike Bradbury and Bradbury Medical Center here in Alex City. For all your medical supply needs, give them a call today. Jay, just going back to that depth chart, talk about it a little bit more.
Well, I was the thing that stood out to me when I read it was that there's a fullback on the depth chart. There's never been one in 7 years with Saban in Alabama, or really anywhere else he's been. He's always run a single back with an H-back, a tight end, and 2 wide receivers as his base offense. His offense is a fullback. It just got me thinking, it's the difference between watching Alabama's run game in the last few years and watching Stanford. Stanford's kind of a straight-ahead, downhill, I-formation team. So is LSU, by the way. And it just sort of caught me off guard that for the first time he's listed a fullback. And, it's Austin Fowler, but whoever it is, that's a pretty deep structural change to me there. And then the other point on the depth chart was Ashawn Robinson, nose tackle, and they list him at 320, but Ashawn Robinson's about a 305 player, and that's about 50 pounds lighter than Nick Saban normally likes his nose tackle. So I think you can see there a couple of differences right away, but I think the fullback thing with Lane Kiffin coming in to call a West Coast style I-formation, downhill running, play action kind of offense sort of makes sense, but it surprised me because Saban's always been the guy who, he runs his offense and you call the plays. And it looks to me, at least in the initial workings, like it's going to be a little bit different this year.
It does, Jay. And, one of the things that Lane Kiffin brings to the table is a new style. I think that's another subplot, another storyline to this. How well will Nick Saban and Lane Kiffin during the season, if something's not quite going the way they want it to, how are they going to mix and gel? And, I think Lane Kiffin has learned his lessons over the past few years about, being able to succumb to some things that other people talk about. He's under Nick Saban now, and he says he understands his role. So I'm interested to see how it all plays out.
Well, and the number one thing is this: all he's got to do is call plays. He doesn't have to structure a whole team. He doesn't have to put a practice schedule together. He doesn't have to do anything except work on calling the offense and making things work from there. And that's a job that he's done pretty well in the past with Pete Carroll. But I think the more interesting, here's something I want y'all to think about, and y'all don't have to talk about it another Bama Blitz is not done, but something to think about. Everybody's wondered if Nick Saban was going to go to more spread principles, more no huddle, all this kind of stuff. With the I formation coming in, is it possible that he's going the other direction, deciding to take on the spread no huddles with a Stanford type approach instead of going their way, going more the Stanford way? It's just something to think about.
Jay, I tell you what, we appreciate you being on for the Bama Blitz segment this week, and look forward to talking to you Friday night on the HSA Radio Network Scoreboard Show.
It'll be fun, guys. See you then.
Thanks so much. That's Jay Jeffcoat, our host on the AHSA Radio Network Scoreboard, but Bama aficionado as well there. But Alabama football, they kick off against West Virginia this coming up Saturday at the Georgia Dome. I'm interested to see how it all plays out.
800-782-0108, 256-234-6464. I know we're up against another break when we come back. We'll take your phone calls. If you want to add anything, if you want to question anything on the Alabama side, you're more than welcome. We'll move into Auburn. We'll talk a little bit about that. And when we talk about Auburn, surprisingly enough, I have talked more about Auburn basketball than I have football this week. Is that not shocking?
It's unbelievable, but it's worth talking about
Yes,
because
sir.
as Andy said on Sports Call today, and we'll have him on next on Auburn Blitz, Conan O'Brien has a thing called sentences that have never been uttered in mankind history. He uttered one yet today on Sports Call. I'll let him do it again here in a little bit. Stay tuned. More Sports Blitz Live presented by JR's and S&S Tire right after this.
Bradbury Medical Equipment serves the Lake Martin area's needs with durable medical equipment and respiratory care. Bradbury Medical Equipment is home-owned and operated, providing skilled, qualified, and professional people to set up and deliver all of their equipment. Bradbury Medical Equipment provides 24-hour service and will file all insurance claims, making claims trouble-free. Located on Airport Drive in Alexander City, Bradbury Medical Equipment, a history of neighborly care. Call them today at 256-215-8654.
JR's Catering is your premier choice for catering for any occasion in the Lake Martin area. Their quality food service can cater any event from banquets, family celebrations, charity events, political gatherings, as well as corporate catering. For delicious food of any kind and great service, call on JR's Catering today at 256-329-2328.
Hello, I'm Russell Building Supply.
And I'm the Big Box Store.
Box, I don't mean to cut you short, but I've got a delivery to make.
A delivery?
Yeah, Russell delivers anywhere in the local area for free, usually on the same day, and that's on top of our low price guarantee.
Really? Free? Are you kidding me?
No, and if you prefer to pick the order up yourself, we'll load it for free.
And on the same day?
Yeah, we're really good at working on short lead times. How about you?
Yeah, I'm short.
Serving Lake Martin and Central Alabama.
S&S Discount Tire on Cherokee Road in Alex City is the Lake Martin area's largest volume tire dealership and a place for everything mechanical. Weary and the S&S Tire crew are ready to serve you with double the capacity from routine oil changes to full engine overhauls and all transmission work. S&S Tire can handle it all. That's S&S Tire on Cherokee Road. Call David or Weary today at 256-215-8822. Visit S&S Discount Tire at 224 East South Street in Dadeville, now in 2 locations.
In this moment, you want a team that stands behind you so you can perform your best. At Auto Owners Insurance, it's how we do business every day. Because along with our independent agents, no one works harder to keep you in the game. Auto Owners Insurance.
Call Dark Insurance today, 256-234-5026.
Lila's Engraving, celebrating 20 years of business in Alexander City, is proud to supply the Lake Martin area with all of its trophies, plaques, name tags, and any other engraving needs. Lila's also specializes in custom framing of any size picture or portrait. Lila's Engraving has been and continues to be a proud sponsor of Lake Martin area athletics. So go by and see or call Lila's Engraving at 256-234-6004.
Auburn Blitz, brought to you by Dane Sharp, attorney at law, helping injured people get the full benefit of their case. Call Dane today at 256-825-4631.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live, presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill and S&S Discount Tire here in the Auburn Blitz segment of our program, sponsored by Dane Sharp, attorney at law in Tallapoosa County, 825-4631 for all your legal needs. And we appreciate Dane each and every week being our Auburn Blitz sponsor. Let's go to the Dane Sharp Attorney at Law Hotline now and welcome in our Auburn correspondent and co-host on Sports Call, Andy Graham. Andy, thanks so much for being on the program.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here.
A lot of fun today on Sports Call as Auburn releases their depth chart. Gus Malzahn's first press conference of the year. Just your thoughts on the depth chart itself. Anything stand out to you over the rest?
Not really. It was pretty much as I think everybody expected. I was a little surprised to see some of the freshmen in the two deep lineup, especially on defense. We had heard about Stanton Truitt. He is a second teamer at the wide receiver position, but Braden Smith, we knew that he had impressed people tremendously, and he is running second team at left tackle. But Nick Ruffin is running second team at the star position behind Justin Garrett. Now, obviously, that's one of the biggest reasons is because Robinson Therese right now his eligibility is in question. When he will get to play is in question. Stephen Roberts, who had a great fall camp, is running second team at safety now. That's a bit of a surprise to me. Trey Williams, not really a surprise. He's, as advertised, a five-star linebacker, apparently living up to his billing. So, the freshmen, a few of the freshmen making the two deep, a little surprising to me, but other than that, I think everybody pretty much is where I thought they would be.
Andy Graham on the phone with us here in the Auburn Blitz segment, sponsored by Dane Sharp. Attorney at law, Andy, you look at Arkansas across the way. Brandon Allen is one of the few returning starting quarterbacks in the SEC. Had some arm trouble last year. He's better. His brother, Austin Allen, is the backup, believe it or not. And if they'd have been playing Alabama, I would have thought Harvey Updike would have found a way to get up there because Brandon Allen's truck on fire, and they were investigating that as a possible arson. But just a weird week for them up there. But they've got a slew of running backs, Jonathan Williams, Alex Collins back there, a very talented defensive end, and Trey Flowers, maybe one of the best defensive ends in the entire country. He'll match up against Sean Coleman. I know everybody will be watching that matchup because Sean Coleman, with his story, it's a tremendous story, but if you remember, he was a five-star tackle coming out of Mississippi. That's going to be an interesting matchup to watch.
Oh, most definitely. And you go back and you look at last year's game, Auburn won 35-17, but the score is a little bit misleading. Auburn, I don't think the game was ever in doubt. I remember, I think there was probably about 3 seconds that the game was in doubt. Arkansas came down and scored in the second half and kicked the ball off, and Auburn fumbled the kickoff at about midfield, and the ball was on the ground for about 2 or 3 seconds. And if Arkansas would have recovered, I think that game could have gotten very interesting. They didn't. Auburn got the ball, and I don't think that game was really in doubt other than those 2 or 3 seconds. But they do have a massive offensive line, the second biggest or second pound for pound in the SEC. Like you said, Jonathan Williams and Alex Collins. Running game hasn't really been a problem for them. They ran for 222 yards on Auburn last year. Brandon Allen and his consistency has been the problem. Teams stacked the box against them, contained the run, and he was not able to beat teams and to cause them enough anxiety to loosen up the defense very much. He had a very poor completion percentage. So has he improved? That's one of the biggest questions. I think their defense will be a little bit more aggressive. They'll take a few more chances, having a new style, a new coordinator. But, overall, I think it all comes back to Brandon Allen. How much progress has he made this year? Can keep teams honest. If he throws, much like Nick Marshall, if he can raise his completion percentage up to 65%, it creates a lot of problems for defenses because of the way they run the football. That's Brett Bielema's bread and butter, to have a power downhill running game. And, year 2 in coaching tenure is usually when you get a pretty significant bump. So while Auburn is a 20-point favorite, 21-point favorite in some services, I think that this game probably is a little closer than the experts think. I would think that Arkansas comes in with nothing to lose, everything to gain, and they have been pointing to this game for probably 4 months now. So I feel pretty comfortable that Auburn wins the game, but I would not bet that Auburn covers the spread.
Well, that's interesting stuff there, Andy, and 21-point spread is a big spread opening in the season against an SEC team. Real quick, got to talk Auburn basketball. I know that's crazy, but you said it. Conan O'Brien has a thing, sentences never stated in mankind history, and you did that today on Sports Call.
Yeah, Auburn basketball, number 5 in the nation in recruiting. If you can believe that, incredible what is going on right now with Bruce Pearl. His show cause just ended Sunday morning at 12:01. He had, a few days earlier, Daniel Purifoy, 4-star small forward, had committed to Auburn. Over the weekend, Horace Spencer, another 4-star from Henderson, Nevada, a power forward, 6'8", 195, commits to Auburn. And then just here yesterday, T.J. Dunnis from Columbia, Tennessee, he commits to Auburn. Just incredible. Auburn is as high as number 3 in the country in one service overall combined, composite number 5 in the country. I don't think it's ever been said. I don't think that's ever been done before. So, and another, just a football recruiting note, Martez Ivey announces he's going to come to Auburn for an official visit this weekend. 5-star left tackle, the number 1 offensive lineman in the country. It appears to be a race between Auburn and Florida. So, his teammate Chandler Cox, already committed to Auburn, I know is working on him daily to try to get him to be a part of this upcoming class. So recruiting all the way across the board in both sports seems to be moving in the right direction.
Andy, more 4-stars in one 48-hour period than we've had in about 5 years in Auburn basketball. So tremendous stuff. Andy, we appreciate you being on the program, man.
Hey, I had a super terrific time.
I don't know why I knew you were going to say that. Thank you so much. We'll see you tomorrow. All right, Andy Graham, our Sports Call host there, having a super terrific time here on Sports Blitz. Stay tuned. More Sports Blitz Live presented by JR's and SNS Tire right after this.
CTE Small Engines has served East Alabama's lawn and power equipment needs with quality products from Echo, Husqvarna, and Kawasaki. But now, CTE has expanded to serve the entire state with full lines of Titan UTVs. CTE Small Engines is Alabama's exclusive Titan dealer with full lines of the Scoot, Sniper, Explorer, and Recon series, featuring hybrid electric and gas combo with up to an 1100cc power package. See Alabama's exclusive Titan dealer, CTE Small Engines in Opelika next to Tigertown off I-85. Or shop our full inventory at ctesmallengines.com.
I'm attorney Dane Sharp. If you've been injured in an auto accident, don't choose an attorney simply because they have flashy television commercials and tons of billboards. Call a local attorney who can give your case the personal attention it needs and deserves. For over 20 years, I've handled hundreds of auto accidents, and I take pride in the personal service we provide and the results we obtain for our clients. So if you've been injured, give me a call today and put our team to work for you.
Excitement awaits you on beautiful Lake Martin. Alex City Guide Service can provide you with a charter trip of a lifetime. Licensed charter guide David Hare has over 20 years of experience on Lake Martin, specializing in live bait fishing for trophy-sized saltwater striped bass, largemouth bass, and spotted bass. Call Alex City Guide Service today at 256-401-3089 or visit them online at www.alexcityguideservice.com.
Family owned and operated, Holly's Home Furnishings is the Lake Martin area's best choice for all of your furniture needs. Whether you're looking for something new for the living room, dining room, or bedroom, Holly's has something you'll love for every room in your house. Holly's has a great selection of furniture in the most popular names like Lane, Broyhill, Rowe Furniture, as well as the best names in mattresses like Sealy and Tempur-Pedic. You can even get beautiful home decor, everything your home needs, at Holly's Home Furnishings, located on Highway 22 West in Alex City. Visit their website at holleyshomefurnishings.com.
At the Medicine Shop, we're dedicated to the idea that quality pharmacy care means more than just prompt prescriptions. When you come to the Medicine Shop Pharmacy, you'll be able to count on dependable care from a knowledgeable pharmacist. The Medicine Shop is the only compounding pharmacy in the area, and we offer the shingles vaccine year-round. Bring your prescriptions by the drive-thru on Airport Drive in Alex City, or input them online at www.medicineshop.com, or call them at 256-215-8014. The Medicine Shop, caring beyond prescriptions.
It's always something. Your car needs a new tire, tuition is due, it's down to the wire. Cheerleading outfits, soccer shoes, football pads, or annual dues. Nellie's in band, she needs a trombone. Good golly molly, you need a loan. Jimmy broke his arm, he needs a cast. You need money, and you need it fast. When life comes at you, Always Money can help you through. It's easy, convenient, friendly, and fast. You'll get the cash you need the day you need it. So because it's always something, remember Always Money. How much can we loan you today?
I think we're up.
We are, and I was trying to pull up the game, so you could have just taken off with it.
You have been Clayton.
Yeah, I have. Welcome back to Sportz Blitz Live, presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill and S&S Discount Tire. Andy brought back some old memories there with his ending on that one, and then I get brought back in while I'm staring at my phone. So, but I was trying to pull up, Randy, first of all, the slate of games to open up college football starting on Thursday night. It's been a while since, to me, this many great games starting off the season.
Do you think, am I overlooking at this, but do I think Texas A&M is going to give South Carolina all they want?
I think so. I mean, again, with it being the first game, I'll take an old adage out of Steve Spurrier's book. He said, I like to catch George early. He said, they don't have all their players. They're suspending somebody. But in tongue in cheek, you got Texas A&M coming in that's not as talented as they have been, losing Johnny Manziel, but they're playing you early, and you're trying to work out some bugs. And look, I don't know how healthy Davis is for South Carolina. A lot of people think Steve Spurrier's doing typical Steve Spurrier stuff with sandbagging, but he's been battling some injuries. They've got a left guard that's may not play Thursday night. It could get interesting.
I may be wrong. And I'll admit it if I am, but I've seen all of Dylan Thompson I need to see to decide that he's about average. He's about Bo Wallace.
He's not Connor Shaw.
No. I mean, he's not a winner like Connor Shaw, or else he would have not needed to be pulled, especially in that Missouri game, for South Carolina to come back and do what they did. Connor Shaw pulled all that off. So I'm not sold on Dylan Thompson. I am sold on the skill position players for Texas A&M. I want to see Speedy Noel just as much as anyone does. Can Texas A&M put a defense on the field that's just competitive? They weren't last year.
Terrible.
Can they put one on the field that's competitive? I seem to think that they will. I really do. I'm going to highlight that one because I said it 2 or 3 weeks ago that Texas A&M may go 500 in the league, and the more I get closer to it, I think maybe they're going to be a little bit better than we all expect.
They could be. I mean, that normally is what happens. It's never as bad as you think it's going to be. It's never as good as you think it's going to be unless you're 2013 Auburn Tigers, where none of us thought it was going to be the way it was. Some games on tap outside Thursday night. 3 SEC teams outside, actually 4 with Texas A&M, South Carolina playing each other. Vanderbilt opens up on a Thursday night. They bring in Temple. And then, of course, a game that I just don't think is getting as much hype as need be is Boise State and Ole Miss. I know it's not your mom's Boise State from the past, but Ole Miss has started slow in the past. Boise State's got a history behind it. I think that could be a good football game.
Maybe. I think Ole Miss just takes them to the woodshed.
Could happen.
Boise State has struggled, and Ole Miss is physical now up front. Both the Mississippi schools, especially Mississippi State. Mississippi State 3rd in the league in defense last year. Did I hear that right yesterday?
Yeah.
Chris Jones, you Luke Robinson.
My Lord. He was the
top-
best guy on the field.
So he's a
Alabama
top
City.
5 pick. He's
Yeah.
sitting in the middle of the defensive line. They were 3rd overall in defense last year. They gave us all we wanted. Mississippi State is definitely one that worries me, but Ole Miss and
They're
the
both good.
recruiting class they had 2 years ago are now sophomores. We'll see. Laquan Treadwell, is he an All-American? Is Kim Deitchie an All-American this year? That
Can
takes-
Bo Wallace be consistent enough?
I'm not sold on him.
Go ahead, caller. You on Sports Blitz.
Hey guys, it's Luke. How's it going?
Luke, what's up, man?
Hey, you've probably already done it, but I figured I'd call in for the Bradbury Medical Center Alabama Blitz.
Yeah, you're 2 segments off there, brother.
Well, that's not always am. That's how I live my life.
Hey, but we did cover Bama. Jay Jeffcoat filled in for you tonight. Did a good job. Talked about the depth chart. Talked about several things with Alabama's offense, with the addition of a true fullback in there, with which has never happened with Nick Saban. So a lot of stuff on Alabama football for about 35 minutes tonight.
Well, that's good. We got 35 minutes, and Auburn got, an hour, and I can't do quick math, an hour and 25 minutes? Is that how it works?
Actually not. Actually, we just did about a 12-minute spill on Auburn. That's all we've talked about tonight because the first hour was so heavy in high school, Luke. The first hour went by tremendously, but great high school football this past weekend.
Oh, man, it was awesome. Way to kick it off the state this week, starting with that Leeds and Madison Academy game, and then, of course, in the Champions Challenge, I had a great game with Opelika and Carver, even though it didn't count. Spanish Fort looking good. Hoover getting beat. That's a huge story in its own right. So many things to talk about, and so many guys look good. I'll tell you, my favorite player in the state right now, and I know there are better prospects in the state of Alabama, but my favorite player, and he probably has been for 2 years, is Keith Mixon out of Shades Valley. Darren Payne is the superstar on that team. He's the 5-star defensive tackle. But Keith Mixon, to me, just makes things happen. He looks like a big-time prospect, in my opinion. He's committed to Mississippi State. I think Alabama and Auburn are missing the boat. I think sometimes you take a chance on a kid that does a lot of good things in your home state, regardless of what the measurables are or what he runs at a camp. I just think Keith Mixon and then Louis, the quarterback, he's also fabulous. That team has the makings of something really special this year, in my opinion, for Shades Valley.
Luke, quickly before we let you go, your thoughts on Alabama's depth chart, what you looking forward to on Saturday?
I tell you, I did the Talking Tuscaloosa podcast today, and one thing Jimmy Stein and I talked about was O.J. Howard. And to me, the tight end position at Alabama is like a Sasquatch. It's something that people talk about, they know about it, they love stories about it, but really nobody's ever seen it in action. The tight end is something we all glorify, yet in the stat sheet it never really comes to fruition for Alabama. But this year, with Lane Kiffin at the helm, I'm thinking the tight end has a shot to do some really big things. So that's what I'm looking for more than anything against West Virginia. It's not who's going to be at quarterback, because that's going to work itself out. I want to make sure that the tight end is actually going to have a full-fledged role in this offense.
Luke, we appreciate the call, my man. We're up against the last break of the show. We'll see you Saturday, okay?
All right, guys. Have a good night.
Thanks so much. That's our very own Luke Robinson. Up against the last break of the show. When we come back, we'll reveal our social media T-shirt winner for the week between Auburn and Alabama. Stay tuned. More Sports Blitz Live, presented by JR's and SNS Discount Tire, right after this.
What is LMG? It's a team of professionals with the tools to create a successful marketing plan to help your business grow. LMG has successful designs that get results for the individual and the business. We provide signs of all types, screen printing and embroidery, promotional products, web design, audio and video production, and much more. LMG has 3 locations to serve you in Alex City, Dadeville, and the Auburn-Opelika area. Call us at 888-533-6758.
Show Enough Barbecue. Since 1990, we've been serving you the finest barbecue in Alexander City. Gerald believes in cooking fresh meat daily, and the secret to that is, I'm not going to tell you. Show Enough is just not about barbecue, but also known for fresh vegetables and homemade pies. That's where I come in. I'm Linda Sanford, better known as the Pie Lady. We also do catering. For more information, give us a call at 234-7675.
Folks around these parts have known for a long time that Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is your #1 stop for automotive service and repair. At Walls Tire, you'll always find quality service at a fair price on everything from AC, name brand tires, big or small repairs, routine maintenance, towing, and more. When your car or truck needs to run right, there's one place in the area to go, conveniently located and easy to find. Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
When it comes to health care, Russell Medical Center has always been my choice. When my doctor recommended I have my procedure there, I knew it was the right decision. He knows the kind of expertise, quality, and care I've come to expect. When surgery was necessary, I knew I would be in good hands, and it felt comfortable being treated in a facility so close to home.
Russell Medical Center, your health, your community, your hospital.
Hey, Jerry. Nice yard. I bet this dead wood really hits home for you. The only thing getting trimmed around here are property values.
Does it ever feel like your yard work is taunting you?
Where you going? The nail salon's the other way.
Take back your yard with professional-grade equipment from Echo. Reliable, easy to use, and backed by a 5-year warranty. Echo. Get serious.
Get your SRN 225 trimmer at Satterfield's, Highway 280, Alexander City.
When you need plumbing service, call on the professionals at A&M Plumbing LLC. For over 20 years, our mission has been to provide the best possible service available in the industry, and we specialize in solving difficult problems. We offer a wide range of services, such as installation, service, repair, and replacement of common fixtures, water heaters, toilets, faucets, drains, sewer lines, and septic tank pumping and cleaning services. Unlike many companies, our septic tank services include field line testing. Our knowledgeable staff will be happy to answer any of your questions. So call A&M Plumbing LLC today.
Welcome back to Sportz Blitz Live, presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill and S&S Discount Tire. Randy, real quick segment. Got two things we want to do. First thing we'll do, announce our winner of our social media contest between the Auburn, Alabama 2014 Sportz Blitz T-shirt design. This has been a hot contest for the last 3 weeks. It was a big turnout this week, and we want to announce our winner.
Yeah, I think it was 281 retweets for Auburn, 135 likes for Alabama. So Auburn wins. So an Auburn fan wins the Auburn, Alabama T-shirt. It was Miller, WDE. So Matt Miller wins the Auburn Sportz Blitz T-shirt. And we'll have this going on all year long.
30 seconds. I was just given notification. Great story. Bullitt County defeats Barber County 18-12. Why do I say that? Snaps a 25-game losing streak for Bullitt County. Marte Wyckoff, a good friend of ours, turning that program around. They were defeated by Barber County last year 52-0. What a great turnaround.
A great guy, great people, and excited for Union Springs and Marte Wyckoff and his entire family.
Absolutely. For Randy Lee and our producer Justin Clayton, I'm Brett Pritchard saying we've enjoyed it. We hope you have. See you next week for Sportz Blitz.
Auburn Urgent Care, located on South College in Auburn and on Enterprise Drive at Opelika near Tigertown, offers convenient solutions to your health care and occupational medicine needs. We offer workman's compensation injury care, and we have a certified DOT medical examiner on staff. It's not about speed, it's about the quality of care. We're open 7 days a week, 7:30 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday, and 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. on weekends in Auburn, and 8:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday in Opelika. Walk-ins are welcome. Auburn Urgent Care. 334-821-3221 in Auburn or 334-749-9191 in Opelika. Visit us online at auburnurgentcare.com. Proud of our past, confident in our future. And for your primary health care needs, visit Family Health Clinic at 1456 Opelika Road in Auburn. 334-826-8951. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
It's always something. Your car needs a new tire, tuition is due, it's down to the wire. Cheerleading outfits, soccer shoes, football pads, or annual dues. Nellie's in band, she needs a trombone. Good golly molly, you need a loan. Jimmy broke his arm, he needs a cast. You need money, and you need it fast. When life comes at you, Always Money can help you through. It's easy, convenient, friendly, and fast. You'll get the cash you need the day you need it. So because it's always something, remember Always Money. How much can we loan you today?
Hello? Yeah, man, I just picked some up. Wait a second. I think I see some cheaper ice. Hold on one moment. What's going on here?
Man, just get my ice at Twice Ice like I always do.
Well, look what I paid almost $3 for.
Man, you can get a 16-pound bag of ice or fill up your cooler with 20 pounds for $1.50. This is the only place to come.
Just pull up to one of our convenient locations in Alex City, Dadeville, Sylacauga, or Childersburg and fill up your cooler. Lowest price, convenience. That's what you get with Twice the Ice.
Tallapoosa Ford on Highway 280 in Alex City has delivered new Fords for 35 years. Need fuel efficiency with style? See the best selection of 13 Ford Fusions delivering 38 MPG in a new stylish package. Check out the Hybrid C Max crossover now on the lot, offering roomy comfort with an amazing 47 MPG, rating highway and city.
Hello, this is Jeff Smith with Tallapoosa Ford. I'd like to welcome you to our dealership and experience our low-pressure sales. With non-commissioned salespeople, our sales force is here to serve you.
Visit Tallapoosa Ford Highway 280 Alex City. If we don't have it, we'll get it, guaranteed.